With a quick video on chronic back pain and kind of the causes. And in this video, I want to give you some simple tests that are going to help you to determine where you focus your efforts. Because I hear a lot of people saying, oh yeah, I have back pain, I need to stretch more. But where do we stretch? What do we do? Okay, and I need to emphasize this. If you have, a herniation, or you have tingling pain down your leg, or, something like that, you need to go to a physical therapist, you need to go to a chiropractor. Those are the people that are going to help you. When you're experiencing chronic pain, okay, things hurt, sometimes they come back, they don't go away, it's annoying, it seems to be there all the time, but it's not killing you. You need to come see somebody like me, a movement therapist, okay, who can help you to understand why. Okay, and so one of the big things that I'm looking at when I'm thinking about back pain is the area above and below, okay, because if I lack mobility in my upper back as I'm reaching overhead, I have to arch my back to get there instead. So anytime I reach overhead, if I don't, have the ability in my upper back to get there because I don't have, it's locked up, I'm going to have to just do that a little bit, okay? So I'm pressing overhead, I'm reaching overhead, okay, that becomes a problem. And so my back is kind of just working and tweaking all the time as a result. Another one is, if I don't have the mobility in my hips to fold forward, I start to move more from my back instead. Okay, so if I'm locked up there, every time I'm going to pick something up, my back is doing more work than it should. It's the same way with my hips and extension. I go down to kind of like pick something up or deadlift or whatever. I extend more from my back instead of my hips because I just don't have the ability to move from my hips. Okay, and so the body is smart. It's always going to get to where it needs to go. It's just by what means. Okay, and so we want to take those two areas off the table to kind of like slacken the amount of work that the back has to do. So our first test is called shoulder mobility. Okay, what we want to do is we're going to ball our hands up in a fist, put one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. Now with that, you should be able to get your hands about maybe a hand length and a half or less apart. And that would be the distance between your longest finger to your wrist. All right. If that's kind of, if it's a hand length and a half or less apart, you're within the norm. But if it looks like, you could drive a train through there, then, or it's more than that, it's 2 hand lengths or more, then it's reasonable to assume that your upper back might be a risk factor as far as low back pain goes, and that would be where we want to work. The next test that we're going to do is just a toe touch. Right? Toe touch, you can round your back, that's fine. I just want you to be able to bend down and touch your toes, keeping your legs locked out. All right, and if you can't, all right, that again is another risk factor. Right, that tells us that you might not have enough maybe mobility in your hips as well as your back to get down there, so you might be stuck in extension. All right, our last test that we're going to look at is called a active straight leg raise. And with this one, you're just going to lie on your back. I'm going to lift my left leg up as high as I can. Now with that one, all right, I would start in a door frame. Okay, now if my heel can clear the door frame or about 90 degrees where my knee is, okay, I know that I have the amount of lower body mobility necessary to kind of fold forward and extend from my hips. If I don't, then again, it might be reasonable to assume that my hips are a factor in that. Okay, and so if you have back pain, and just simple things, if your upper back is locked up, do that test. I'd say, start thinking about foam rolling your upper body. Okay, general things. Lower body, okay, if your active straight leg raise doesn't work very well, look at your calf, your foot, your lower body muscles. And if you can't touch your toes, that has a couple specific fixes that we'll cover in future videos, but, or you could come see me. But either one, okay, that gives you an idea of where we start. It allows you to not just have to worry about everything together, but you're really focusing on one thing. And then, when you get done, retest to see if you got better. And if you are, you're on the way to eliminating your chronic issues.